Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and we are down in Smithfield, North Carolina, here at Galilee Baptist Church, where we're getting ready to start their install. Now, I want to do this a little bit different compared to what I've done before. This is going to be one very long video because I want to break down every aspect and the mindset of why I do what I do, not just show, hey, the before and after, but the mindset. So let's first talk about the mission of what's going to be accomplished here. So first, as you can see, this is a complete blank slate. They have absolutely no form of video distribution, no cameras, no significant Wi-Fi, an older sound system, no live streaming capabilities outside of a tablet like most ministries. So let's talk about exactly what we're looking to do here. So the very first thing is this is in a rural area and they don't have that many options when it comes to internet access. So I think they're using DSL right now. And when you're in an area and there's a few type of providers, they can put the price at whatever they want to, which is kind of the nature of it is here. I think it's like DSL, and I think they're paying like between $100 to $120 a month for maybe a 1 meg up and down, if that. So the first thing we need to do is solve their internet issues. Then the other thing we need to do is expand the Wi-Fi so that instead of these mesh extenders that they have, we have stable Wi-Fi throughout the entire church. Upstairs mainly, downstairs is going to be like a phase 2. Then we want to actually put some cameras in place. Well, let me go back. They want to upgrade their sound system. So instead of having a split sound system that someone has to man, we're going to put one sound system that will enhance what's here inside the sanctuary, but can also be controlled and handle the audio in the fellowship hall. And because of the Wi-Fi, they want this board, this digital board, to be able to be controlled over an app, over a tablet or an iPad or something like that, so that one system can be used for both areas. The other thing after that is we want to marry that unified sound with a camera system for live streaming. And hopefully the internet that we're going to be putting in place will provide a more stable option for live streaming. We're going to test that again. I mean, we're at the discretion of what we have available, and I think what we are offering is going to be a lot better. And then how we unify all of that stuff as well. We're going to be putting in a brand new unified networking system to handle all the Wi-Fi, which will also include security cameras here at the church. So that's a lot of stuff. So let's first go over the first part with the internet. I don't know the provider that they have, but what we're going to be using is Starlink. This is going to give us the best option at a comparable price to what they have right now. Now, I did a video about this. Y'all didn't see it because it didn't come out the way I really wanted it to. And we actually came down here last Wednesday to deliver everything, and while I was down here, we were able to install the Starlink dish. I actually had it activated at home, so it's right there installed. That's temporary if we can get a good signal here. We might need to relocate it to right there on that eave right there. I need to make longer cables for that, but we got it activated. And what I'm going to do now is first set up their stuff, because we also have custom computer for them, presentation system, and all this other stuff for their media booth, because the other work that we're doing, their sound system, was actually back there. And this is like, again, grew up in church, and most of the time you didn't have a dedicated sound person. You just turn the sound system on and that's just it. But now, just with advances and people not holding the mics right, you're always going to have to make some type of adjustment. So the main thing they wanted with that new board and the new sound system is to relocate it in the back where they built a media area. So we're going to move that back here, get this all tested. But the first thing we need to do is we're going to try and drill through the wall to bring that cable in. And it looks like I actually, in my rush this morning, I left my hammer drill at home. So we're not going to be able to drill through here right now. So what I'm going to do is I have a long enough cable. I'm going to connect it to the dish, come in here and connect it to our satellite and get everything acclimated, and we do a test. I am going to do a before and after. That's their existing. Let me set up the system that I built for them, and we're going to go from there and do a before test, what their internet currently is. Then we get all the Starlink stuff set up and get a good reception, and then see what we have after that. So let's do a time lapse of putting all this stuff together, shall we? Alrighty, so we got the computer set up, get it all powered up. We're going to pretty much drill through here and put some grommets here so all the cables can pass through. But let's go ahead and hook this up, and let's see what type of internet speed do we have. That's what I was looking for. Now again, I'm not even sure if this plate that they have, so I'm not even sure if this access point here is actually live, but we're going to find out pretty soon if it is or not. So that's 1 in, 2 out. Let's see. Plug that in there. Hopefully this cable is long enough. Alrighty, we got it plugged up. Let's see, do we have a network? And yes, we do. There it is right there. So let's go ahead and let's go to speedtest.net. And let's see what speeds we have available. So it looks like this is HughesNet, and this is going all the way to Ashburn. Now let's pick somewhere closer. Wow, it doesn't look like there is anything closer. Let's look up Smithfield, North Carolina. How about Durham? Yeah, I think that would be a little bit closer. We'll just go to Duke University. All right, let's go ahead and test and see what types of speeds we got here. So download, that's not bad. 38 for download. Now again, this is working off of a mesh, so it should be faster if we were connected directly. Now let's see what our upload speed is. This is the main crux. All right, so we got maybe 2. All right, so this is going to be our baseline once it finishes for us to compare what our speed is. See, and it's dropping off very fast. So 44 down and 1.5 up. That is not going to be stable enough for an internet, and it would just be funny that Starlink ad is popping up here. So now let me go ahead and disconnect this. We're going to run an extension cable to the Starlink dish that we have outside, and then we'll plug into that to see what type of speed comparison that we have. Alrighty, we got everything plugged in, and I am getting an IP address here, so I'm going to have to make some changes in my Unify stuff or in the router, which would be easier because this IP address range right there, that is what I have the Unify stuff set up to, and I don't want to change all of that. It's easier just to change that. But let me pull up my phone, and then we're going to see what it says now, because we need to use the app to see what is going on with the Starlink dish. All right, so just waiting. Determining alignment adjustment may be necessary in a moment for best performance. Like I said, worst case scenario, I'll get some either outdoor Ethernet cable. I should still have some left over from another project, or go from there. All right, it says Starlink is misaligned by 22 degrees. Tap the align for better performance. turn to match the target direction. So I don't have my ladder, but we'll go from there and we'll come back to this. It does say that I have a connection. It's just not the optimal connection. So if I spin you around here, you can see we now have an internet connection. So now let's keep this up and let's open up another one. And now let's test. As you can see, now we're on Starlink. Let's go ahead and test this now and see the differences, if any. Significantly different for download speed, but again, that's not that important when we need to focus on what our upload speed. Again, we need to be able to beat 1.5, but realistically, we need at least 20 to have a substantial upload speed. All right, so not doing too hot right now. That is 6, so that's about 3 to 4 times more, and it's steadily increasing. So right now we're almost at 10 times what the performance was in comparison. So let's go ahead and pull these side by side. All right, so that is what HughesNet is, 44.96 and 1.59 compared to 192.24 and 12.73. Upload could be way better, but that's so much better than what that was. So that's good. So now what I need to do is get into the router settings and set the router to be just a modem so that the Unify stuff does everything and not that. So let's go back over here to the app, which I think screen record was still on. Yes, it was. Let's go back and we want to go to our settings. We want to go to router and we want to do bypass mode. Router not on account. That doesn't make sense. Alrighty, so it looks like this is a common issue. It says for me to reboot the router and all this other stuff. It keeps not showing up under my account, so I can't set bypass mode. So as much as I don't want to, I put in a ticket for them to fix this. They saw in the forum that this is a common issue. They just got to look up my order and be like, oh, here it is. They should fix that. But as much as I didn't want to, I'm going to log in to the Unify stuff and just change the IP address. Typically, I use the IP address 192.168.0, but that's what I used at home. So when I configured this, I can't have this Unify be the exact same one as mine. So that's why I changed it. So as much as I didn't want to, we're just going to go ahead and switch everything over. And then even if they don't fix it, we'll still be good to go and we can get everything up and running. Alrighty, so I was able to switch over the IP addresses on the Unify stuff to 192.168.0.1. And let me start recording this on the phone so y'all can see. And it looks like it was a firmware update that was needed on the router, so I already went ahead and did that. And like I said, I put in a ticket. So let's see what we can do. We'll go to the router, bypass mode. All right, so good. Bypass mode is there. So even though I have it in place, we're fine. So what I need to do is hook up an access point so my phone will work, but we were able to get here. I am getting internet access here on the UDM Pro. As you can see, we are online. So let's go here and let's do a speed test here through the UDM and see what we get. There we go, 150. Oh, upload is significantly higher. So again, maybe that was just because, well, that's still strange. I came back around to the same area, so we're good. So we're gonna adjust that to our stuff. And what was that, 150, and that was 20. And then the UDM will constantly do tests to keep everything updated and all that other fun stuff. So, all right, so internet is there. Now let me hook up an access point. I'm trying to figure out, for whatever reason, why did I think that these were like solid ceilings? I mean, I'm drop ceilings and not solid. But what we're probably gonna do is, that's the old camera, so there's already a feed there. When I get in the ceiling, that's probably where I'm gonna put the access point, and then that should be easier. I am not have any thoughts about trying to go in the ceiling today. The main thing is just to set up everything. So what I'm probably gonna do is, that monitor is actually going to be on a mount with a similar monitor for the multi-view for the ATEM. But anyway, before I got to remember the mindset of what I'm trying to do in this video. So the first thing is, we've tackled the internet, so we have significantly faster speed. So boom, that is done. Tomorrow, I still can't believe I left my drill. But anyway, we're going to get the drill tomorrow, and then we're going to punch through to bring that cable in here. And I'm sitting back thinking, I'm wondering if I should just relocate that to the eave that's like going to the fellowship hall, because that's unobstructed, but it looks like it says it needs to be turned by 22 degrees. Yeah, I might. Yeah, I probably will move that. But again, I need to have a longer cable to do all that, an outdoor cable as well. And instead of running all the way here, I may be able to just run through the attic and get it back here. But we're going to leave that for right now. Let me go ahead and hook up an access point, get this mount put here on the desk, and get all of the stuff, the ATEM, the joystick, that done. I think my drill is strong enough to be able to drill some holes through this so I can route the cables. If not, we'll just save that for tomorrow. But I want to get that set up, then bring the sound system and try and get the sound system set up. That's the main thing. I want to get sound in here, and then at least have the access point, and then, I don't know, maybe run a cable all the way down to the end, to the fellowship hall, keep it on the floor temporarily for right now, just to see that we can put Wi-Fi down there. They have drop ceilings down there, so I know I can put that one up. So that's what we got going on. Let me start putting all this stuff together. This is only going to be a second for you. This is probably going to be an hour for me. Alrighty, we got the computer set up, the ATEM. We have our network, we have our Wi-Fi. And if I come back over here to the network, we got everything connected and configured. I did switch it over to the different IP address range, and temporarily, let me take this with me, we ran a cable all the way back here into the fellowship hall, and I did remember to bring my C1000 Anchor power supply. So we ran this. Hopefully I ran it long enough to where we could repurpose this cable to be the one that feeds in here, because the drop ceiling starts right there. But we ran this on the floor, and we have the PoE switch back here. This is actually, and the access point, this is actually going to live back here, but they didn't leave this door unlocked for me. And that's where the sound system is going to go, or we're going to run a connection here to test out the sound system. So what I'm most likely going to do, I would love to do it today, but I don't know. Probably take down that center tile right there in the center of the screen, and that's where the access point is going to be done. And they told me originally we were going to put another camera back here so it could be controlled if they have meetings back here. Originally, they said they didn't want to go with that. That was going to be a phase 2, but I was told that they want to go ahead. So I'm going to just wait for payment. We're going to order 2 more cameras. And it's probably going to go right there in the center so it can get up here. And then in the future, we were going to put 2 new TVs back here as well too. But we do have internet back here as well. And so the networking, internet, And all that other good stuff that we talked about in item number 1 is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out one of these cameras and I'm going to move it and hook it up. And I'm going to do a test stream to Vimeo just to see what type of stability and stuff like we can get if I can get this out of the box. All right, so we're going to hook up one of these and then connect it. I need to finish making the cable for the ATEM and the joystick and the camera, and we'll hook that up and then we'll do a test stream just to see. Most likely the ATEM will be set at low, and that normally takes around like 4 to 5 megabit upload speed. So I will run a test. I will hook up my camera and everything. I should have brought the cable for this camera. That would have been easier. I'm gonna do that, and then since I already got the camera, I'll probably put the mount up there and at least put this camera up. And then, you know what? There's no point in me doing all this effort. I might as well just put the camera up there and then hook it up that way and test it that way. That's what I'm gonna do. Alrighty, folks, so I got everything set up. We got sound, we got all the fun stuff here. So for example, I'm gonna play something that I'm trying to get this light in here. Let me play something so that I know I won't get hit for it. Let me actually do my last live stream, and that should probably work. Well, let me turn you around. And I need to get some adapters because they have 1/4-inch cables for their speakers up there. So I need to get some adapters to get that working. But we have the audio routed through. We have the computer on 17 and 18. Skip forward some to get some music here. And this is actually coming from the ceiling. Let me turn that down for a second. So let's label this real quick. So that's PC left and PC right. Let's go ahead and put an icon on here. Did I pick the wrong one? All right, so we got everything here. I do have a live stream mix done as well too, and that's the main house. Again, that's just the ceiling speakers, and it looks like that's actually wired into the hallway back there as well too, because I'm hearing it from there. But what I'm gonna do, let me turn off putting the taskbar on multiple monitors so that I have a clean feed over here. I am going to log into Presenter real quick. All right. Let me try and just pull up something random here. All right, so we do have that, and let me edit this to put a scripture on this. And I didn't download any Bibles. All right, let me download the ones I have, which you can always get from my website, AJaytheCEO.com, that is. We're looking at adding more to the list. So we have New King James. I did that, and then we're going to have regular King James as well. I don't want the world version. All right, so let's come back here. We got translation. I'll just do the 23rd Psalms. And we'll put that full screen. All right, so we got that there. Now, with all of this running, you see we're getting audio. I did turn the volume down just so it's not super loud right now. But we have our streaming key set up here. And I have it off screen for a reason. All right, so we are now online. Now let's see if we go here. Boom, there we go. And then if we switch over here, so we're switching over there. So boom, there we go. And it's doing well. So this has been the first test I've done here with the with Starlink. Is going well right now. And again, I still haven't repositioned it for the best alignment. It said it's like 22 degrees off, but this is doing very well. My first live streaming setup with Starlink, which is going very well. I have a link to this. See, it's stuttering just a little bit, but it's saying here I do have the ATEM set on low because I don't want to force the high end. Now again, this could just be how the page is. Let me actually go to the event page itself. That's going well. Good, good. So excited about that. So what we're going to focus on is, now that I know that they said they're going to go with the other cameras, I'll probably take the other camera and do that as a side. I got to figure out where I'm going to place that there, and then we'll place another one in the front. That's probably going to be close to the baptismal pool up there, since the TVs are going to be hanging from right here and from right there in front of those poles right there. Yeah, going really, really good. If I had brought my other cable to connect this phone, I would have actually, well, actually, I can hook my mic up to this. Let me hook my mic up. See, now it's saying it's offline. And it just dropped for a half a second. It's still showing fine here. And see, it's stalled here. You like pause for a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hook this mic up, and I'm actually going to live stream on my channel with this. Alrighty, so I just finished the first live stream here using Starlink. I had a bunch of y'all jump on. I appreciate that. And I mean, went very well. I mean, we did have some caching issues, but again, I don't think they're going to be jumping right into the live stream from the very beginning, because what we're putting in is way better than what they ever had. They didn't have any type of distribution. They literally only had that one camera that fed all the way into the back. So I think we're doing really good. And I don't think I have any of the mics hot. Oh, because I'm tripping. I didn't have the gain turned up on them. Let me turn those up. And I'm just going to do a passing sound test with them. But if we go back to what we did at the beginning, number one, internet is done. Number two, Wi-Fi is done. Number three, sound system is connected and hooked up to their existing stuff. I need to get some adapters so that we can actually connect the mix, not the mix, so we can connect the mics. I mean the mix, I'm tripping. I need to have some adapters 1/4 inch to XLR so that we can hook up the monitors to the, actually no, I don't need to do that. The other speakers are all going into amps in the back. So I just need to connect some XLRs back there and then we should be good. So let me actually do that real quick. All right, so I got that turned up. So let's see if we do a little tappy tap. Do we get some sound? And then when I have my iPad or their iPad, we'll test this out as well too. Still nothing. And think. Test. That's actually on. It's just really, really low. There's the pastors here. I didn't hook that one up. All right, good. There's nothing down here that I have to worry about. The keys, hopefully we may be able to run this on the other side. All right, so I think the room, see, the baptismal pool ends right here. So back in this corner should be the sound room. So we could punch a hole through there so that we can run everything through there. And that can get us in for another line of feed. But I'm just wondering why these jacks are not working. I mean, because we got sound. But let me show you what's back here. So I have another, so hopefully that rack that I said that I ordered that was supposed to be here, whenever it comes in, I'm gonna put that in the back, and that 6U rack is gonna go back here. And it looks like they leave this on, which is not a good practice. So that 6U rack, I'm actually gonna be able to roll that and put that up under there. And that will put the snake, the 2 amps, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's actually a 9U. So that's 6, 7, 8 is going to be a brush one, and then 9 is going to be a on and off switch to power everything on, and that will slide up under there, and I'll clean up all this space. So that's why this should never stay on. But all of the mics I had connected here, and I'm wondering, maybe they need power. I wouldn't think they would need that, but let's just turn a couple of them on, and we can tell from here. No, those are lines. I can't tell, but we did turn on a couple of them. Let's just see if we get something here. Still nothing there. Nothing. See, I don't know if that's just me hitting it or what. So I'm not sure. So that's something else we're going to have to address tomorrow. Like I said, the intention is there's already a hole there. I'm going to run an Ethernet cable there. That's where I'm going to have the access point that lives in here. That back corner, I'm going to run all my cables from the ceiling down there if I can get in that corner. It might have to be closer to the window, but that's how we're going to feed all our cables that are going to be there to go to the TVs and everything. We're going to put the other PTZ maybe right there or this side. We're going to run cables for the 2 TVs, one right there, one right there. The other TV is going to go over here. Then we're going to run one long connection all the way to the back. Worst case scenario, I might actually change that over to an SDI cable. And to be quite honest, if I did it to an SDI cable, and if there's, I mean, we already have up under here, we can go downstairs. We have to make a hole downstairs anyway to feed for future cables. We could run it down, and if there was a basement or a crawl space here, we can run it and just come up and we'll put a coax cable that will be better in harsher conditions, and then we'll do a distribution back here where 2 TVs are going to be here ultimately. And I forgot to ask them to unlock this, but that access point is going to go back here. Yeah. So good progress today. Like I said, the main thing we got left over, if we come back here in the storage area where I was keeping everything, we do have the cables for the new speakers. We have a line that's going to come all the way back here. And I'm trying to think how we're going to, there's already audio coming back here. I'm just trying to figure out how we were going to connect that originally. But some of the stuff we're just going to have to figure out as we go. So if the TVs are right here, probably put the speakers right here on either side so that they won't be shaking the TVs. And then we'll probably repurpose some of these other speakers because these are not connected at all. Take my charger back, and I didn't even drink any of my Gatorade. It's warm now. But good progress, good progress. I think I should be able to keep that Ethernet cable just sitting out here right now. Make sure we lock this door. All right, that's locked. So I'm gonna keep that right now because we're gonna bring the hammer drill tomorrow, punch through, and then it'll be in its permanent position. And I think that's it. So tomorrow, like I said, we need to handle a few things. Like, let me answer this phone real quick. All right, so the task that we were talking about at the very beginning, we got, let me turn the other way, better lighting. So what we got so far is internet is resolved, sound is hooked up. I need to get look back over there how to connect, how those speakers are going, 1/4 inch, because all of these speakers are passive. So, and I think that was an option. I got 1/4 inch cables with some spike on ones, so I could just go with passive and maybe use the difference in cost without having to get an electrician involved. I'm gonna have to do that because they didn't run any power cables for the speakers here. We'll do some passive speakers on the wall, get amps, maybe a more powerful amp to send power to them. We don't need to have it really loud in here. So I don't need to go over, no 2,000 watt or nothing like that is needed in here. But I'm off track. The main thing is we got them better internet. They've already moved everything over to their plan. They're actually gonna cancel it. And also HughesNet is what they have, which also has their telephone. So we're probably looking at using Unified Talk for them as well too. They don't use the phone that much, but that is an option. I'm gonna bring the extra phone that I have upstairs just to get everything set up and start porting their system over. And then they can completely cut the old internet, and then Starlink is their thing to go now. We got that done. We know their sound system works. We just need to, I'll bring my iPad down here so I can tweak everything and label all the mics. We got the one camera up. I'm gonna hang the other, one of the other ones. I'll probably do the front one first. I'll do that because that's gonna be the longest run. Any cable over here is gonna be simple. And then I might actually have to do a SDI to HDMI adapter for the longer runs for the camera, as well as the for the TV back there. We'll do everything HDMI locally, but we'll have SDI backbone to cover this distance, and that'll be fine. The same way with the fiber optic HDMI cable. I mean, for the PTZ, honestly, I got 164 foot. That should be long enough to get all the way back here. But I do have a contingency plan, worst case. Also, the way everything is wired, it looks like the hallway is getting the same mix as the house. That could be fine. Honestly, I'll probably want to separate it so we'll have a mix for the house, for the band, for the for the choir, for the pulpit, and then external. And that would go to fellowship hall and everything, separate everything. And that would be the mindset that I have going into that. Now that we have everything set up, now we just got to put the cameras in their final positions. I don't have to rush about the mounts because they're not even going to pay me to order that stuff until tomorrow. So it's going to be 2 weeks before I come back down here to do that. But I want to put the cables in all of his positions. So the idea is when I get up here, we'll run the cables so that they're placed right above in the area where it needs to go. And I might put a small hole so that way I know where I'm at for each one of the locations, as well as for the side camera over here. I'll do that as well. And then in the fellowship hall should be pretty easy because it's a drop ceiling. It's just getting the cables there. We don't have to worry about internet. So honestly, well, because the sound system is going to have to be on anyway for somebody to control it from there. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. I should have thought about this a little bit more. I should have actually gotten another snake, an S16, and that would live in the fellowship hall, and I can plug everything in there. I'm just trying to think through it, because I could get some extra balins, XLR balins. Some of y'all suggested those to me. I've used them before. What I could do is get the balins, go in the crawl space and run that up, or in the ceiling over there, and then don't have to worry about it, because we need to get a connection for mics over there, Bluetooth over there, and then the speakers. So we'll think about that. But internet is done, camera is done, sound system is done, video display is somewhat done. We got video showing. All we got to do now is do cable runs tomorrow, and then once we put everything up and get in that back room, technically from the phase 1, we're done. And then after that, then we're going to run cables for security cameras, which is going to be additional cameras as well too, based off of what they do. And I need to price that out. So way big project, but again, let me know. Well, I don't know why I'm getting ready to ask you what you know, because we're going to, actually, you know what, I am going to split this in separate videos, so my bad. Let me know if you have any other questions. I will cover over this, because this is at least going to be a 2 week to 2.5 week install based off of everything that we're doing. So I will edit this when I get home, which I'm going to get tired, but we're going to do that, and then we got to get back up and get back down here. But let me hurry up, wrap this up, pack my car up, so we can get on the road, edit this, and do all this. But let me know if you have any other questions, other things you want to cover in this, other things you want me to test. And then I will follow up, and hopefully I'll watch that video when I'm down here and then try and answer your questions in the next video as well. So like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks, folks. This is AJ. We'll catch you tomorrow.